Ben Shapiro is posing a very stimulating question, wondering why so many men are looking at someone like Andrew Tate as a role model. And before I can answer this question, I want to go back a little bit to my childhood and talk about some of my role models. Obviously, I had real men in my life that were there for me, but when I would turn on the television, I grew up with some of the same role models that Americans grew up with. I had Mr. T. You guys remember Mr. T? I also had the action movie stars, people like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Bruce Lee and Van Damme and other action heroes. And it was interesting because if you actually picked up a magazine and read some interviews with these men, they would sometimes have life advice. Like they would talk about their diet, they would talk about what it is to be a real man, that kind of stuff. So there were a lot of models to pick from. Nowadays, not so much. So imagine you want to get a car. Like you really need a car. You must have a car. You want something to go to work. But for some reason, there are no cars. Like you just can't find any. Maybe the European Union banned them or something. I don't know. The only thing that you have is a horse and a carriage. And so since you actually need to go some places, you're going to use the horse and carriage. And you have like all these people being bewildered. It's like, why are you using a horse and carriage? Look, the horse took a shit. Like, what is wrong with you? Why are you using such outdated measures? Like this is not as good as a car. It's not going fast. It doesn't have the mile per hour. Like why are you using the horse and carriage? And the answer is because there's nothing else. And this is why a lot of men are listening to people like Andrew Tate. Like someone like Ben Shapiro, who's a sassy Jewish person with a hot sister, doesn't seem to emanate the same masculine energy like a person like Andrew Tate does, or like Mr. T used to, or like Arnold Schwarzenegger did. And it's sad. It's absolutely sad, because if you look at Andrew Tate's personality, one day he's LARPing like a Muslim, the next day he's a Christian that wants to kick off immigrants away from Britain. He talks about strong family values, but then you realize that the man is a pornographer. He sleeps with a lot of women, and so he's a womanizer. Not the type of striking image of a family man. But it's the only thing out there. And this is because we had a culture that constantly tried to gaslight men that they're monsters, so that they step back and allow activists to take over. And feminine energy was promoted while masculine energy wasn't just suppressed, but it was demonized. And so you have someone like Zuckerberg coming out and basically talking about this, saying how we need more masculine energy. But you're looking around and I don't see the Schwarzeneggers. I don't see the Mr. T's. And so if you're a man that wants to transmax, or you want to learn how to be meek, how to be a person that obeys a good corporate drone, well, then you can listen to the HR lady. You can listen to what the teachers at school tell you. You can, get advice from the Democrats. But I guess that's the problem. The Democrats have lost connection with the cisgender straight white men. Because they have nothing for them. They have no life advice. And so if you're a guy that genuinely wants to embrace the gender role of a man, you want to be a leader, you want to be someone that people look up to, you don't have that many role models around. And a lot of men look at someone like Andrew Tate, they see a kickboxer, they see someone driving Bugattis. They look at the image that he crafts for himself, right? Like they look at whatever he says on social media. And some of the things he says are true. Like what exactly is he saying? He says work out, go to the gym, have confidence. He's saying like basic bitch stuff, but no one else is saying it. And that's why people are listening to Andrew Tate. The thing that also Ben Shapiro doesn't understand is that, unlike him, someone like Tate Also talks about the important role that women have. Because you can't ask for men to fulfill the gender role. You can't ask for men, okay, well, there's a trouble in a subway. You need to intervene. Like, there's a woman that's getting assaulted. You need to be the hero. You need to risk your life, basically, in order to try to save the weak. Right? Like, that's the gender role of a man. But you also need to enforce the gender role of a woman for that to work. And while I have seen Ben Shapiro, like, constantly lecture men about how being men, I have never seen him try to shame ladies for being promiscuous or for doing OnlyFans or stuff like that. And Tate has, which again is another reason why he is getting people watching. And I want to make it absolutely clear, like, I'm not endorsing Andrew Tate. I'm just trying to explain the phenomenon. I'm just looking at the question that's being provided. Why does he have so many people watching him and listening to him? And this is the explanation that I have. When Andrew Tate was arrested in Romania, there were a lot of young boys in Greece protesting. And none of them had a single facial hair on their cheeks. They were very young, and they were like, free Tate, blah, blah, blah. And you gotta wonder, you know, it's a good question. Why are they watching Andrew Tate and they're not watching Ben Shapiro? And the reality, I think, is that someone that's more popular would be an individual like Joe Rogan. Like, that, there's a reason why Joe Rogan is the #1 podcaster, right? Like, we don't have masculine men. Like, someone that's genuinely buffed, someone that looks happy and confident in being a man, looks comfortable as a man, and talks about man issues. We need more of that. And if the question is, like, what would take for Andrew Tate to lose popularity, the answer is, like, someone that can compete on that level. You know, someone that preferably doesn't start an OnlyCam industry, doesn't go around with women and is a womanizer. Someone that doesn't seem like he is saying the correct thing in the right moment just to gain an audience. And is talking about actual men issues. And is discussing things that men can do in order to improve themselves. And until that happens, well, we're going to get more of Andrew Tate. It's interesting because the media kept trying to demonize every single time someone rose up and offered men advice, like Jordan Peterson, for instance. They did their best in order to dehumanize, humiliate, get rid of him. And then they're wondering, it's like, well, why is someone like, well, because, like, he doesn't have the same reputation and prestige to maintain like a university professor does. He doesn't care. And so you're attacking one guy and then you're realizing that you're now getting an alternative. So, yeah, I definitely think that in the future, maybe someone else is going to pop up. Maybe my son is going to have his own version of a Mr. T, of a Van Damme, or someone like that can project masculine energy. Because right now, unironically, I can't think of many people that are like that. The only two that I can think, again, Joe Rogan and Andrew Tate. I guess like Hassan Piker used to be, right? Like, he used to be the professor. Yeah, if Hassan Piker managed to keep his shtick up as the professor, I think he would have been a Tate lookalike, right? Like, if he wouldn't have had the leftist ideology and all of that, and he just kept to talking about guys' issues and men issues, yeah, I think he would have been very popular. And he would have had a lot of young people signing in. But it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.